Για καθαρά τηλεοπτικούς λόγους προηγήθηκε η υπογραφή του Μνημονίου Συνεργασίας με το EIT Digital και την Ελληνική Αναπτυξιακή Τράπεζα. Το τι ακριβώς υπογράφηκε και γιατί υπογράφηκε θα το ακούσουμε τώρα σε λίγο. Θέλω να καλέσω στο βήμα, εδώ στο τραπέζι, Federico Menna, the CEO της EIT Digital, την κυρία Έλενα Κοντιόζο Fleming, Regional Director South of EIT Digital, please come. Κυρία Ισμήνη Παπακυρίλλου, τη CEO της Τράπεζας. Και τον κύριο Παντελή Τζωρτζάκη, μέλος του Διοικητικού... Ελάτε κι εσείς. Μέλος του Διοικητικού μας Συμβουλίου και που έχει δουλέψει για αυτήν την δουλειά. Ο κύριος Παπαγεωργίου θα μας εξηγήσει αργότερα. Και ο κύριος Παπαγεωργίου, Πούντος. Παρακαλώ. Είναι ο Διευθυντής Καινοτομίας της Ελληνικής Αναπτυξιακής Τράπεζας. Λοιπόν, να ξεκινήσουμε με την Διευθύνουσα Σύμβουλο της Ελληνικής Αναπτυξιακής Τράπεζας. Παρακαλώ.
Είναι μεγάλη μας χαρά σήμερα που έχουμε εδώ το EIT Digital, έναν σημαντικό οργανισμό στην Ευρωπαϊκή Ένωση στο κομμάτι της καινοτομίας και του ψηφιακού μετασχηματισμού. Αυτά τα δύο πράγματα, η καινοτομία αλλά και ο ψηφιακός μετασχηματισμός, είναι βασικοί αναπτυξιακοί πυλώνες που η Ελληνική Αναπτυξιακή Τράπεζα δουλεύει πολύ ώστε να βοηθήσει τις μικρομεσαίες επιχειρήσεις σε αυτό το κομμάτι. Δική μας στόχευση στο κομμάτι αυτό είναι να βελτιώσουμε και να βοηθήσουμε τον ψηφιακό μετασχηματισμό των ελληνικών μικρομεσαίων επιχειρήσεων ώστε να είναι πιο ανταγωνιστικές, αλλά και να προχωρήσουν σε αυτή τη μετάβαση, η οποία είναι απαραίτητη στην επιχειρηματικότητα. Πολύ γρήγορα θα ήθελα να αναφέρω κάποια προϊόντα που είναι σχετικά από την πλευρά μας. Έχουμε δημιουργήσει το Ταμείο Εγκυοδοσίας και Καινοτομίας, που είναι ένα σημαντικό εγκυοδοτικό πρόγραμμα για μικρομεσαίες επιχειρήσεις, με ένα χαρακτηριστικό που αφορά την επιστροφή κεφαλαίου, που είναι πολύ σημαντική, εφόσον η μικρομεσαία επιχείρηση στηρεί κάποια κριτήρια καινοτομίας και κάποια κριτήρια ESG. Τα κριτήρια καινοτομίας μετρούν για 15%. Τα κριτήρια ESG, δηλαδή τα κριτήρια περιβάλλοντος, κοινωνικής ευθύνης και εταιρικής διακυβέρνησης, άλλο ένα 5%, και άρα η μικρομεσαία επιχείρηση μπορεί να κερδίσει μέχρι και 20% του κεφαλαίου, δηλαδή να το πάρει πίσω. Είναι ένα αρκετά πρωτοποριακό πρόγραμμα, το οποίο τρέχει εδώ και καιρό και γενικά το οθούμε πολύ στην αγορά. Παράλληλα, θα ήθελα να αναφέρω ότι έχουμε και ένα ταμείο συγχρηματοδοτούμενων δανείων για την ψηφιακή μετάβαση, που και αυτό είναι σημαντικό. Πολύ πρόσφατα κάναμε και κάποιες τροποποιήσεις σε αυτό το προϊόν, ακριβώς με στόχο να το κάνουμε όσο πιο λειτουργικό και ευνοϊκό γίνεται για τις μικρομεσαίες επιχειρήσεις και να τις οθήσουμε να κάνουν επενδύσεις σε αυτό το κομμάτι που, όπως είπαμε και πριν, είναι πολύ σημαντικό. Σε αυτό το σημείο θα πω και λίγα πράγματα στα αγγλικά, ακριβώς γιατί έχουμε και τους φιλοξενούμενους, οπότε θα είναι λίγο επανάληψη, αλλά για να τους καλύψουμε και αυτούς. It's with the great honor that we have you here in Thessaloniki at the International Fair. We really value the cooperation we have as the Hellenic Development Bank with EIT Digital, and we really look forward to work more with you on this MOU that we just signed. And I was just emphasizing that for us, innovation and also the digital transition are two extremely important developmental goals. And in all our programs, we really put a lot of attention to this aspect. We think it's extremely important for the competitiveness of Greek SMEs, which is really our target, most important target group at the Hellenic Development Bank. Και με αυτό το σημείο θα κλείσω και θα περάσουμε, νομίζω, στον επόμενο ομιλητή. Σας ευχαριστώ.
Μας πει ο κύριος, το μέλος του Διοικητικού Συμβουλίου της Ελληνικής Αναπτυξιακής Τράπεζας και υπεύθυνος για την καινοτομία. Κύριε Τζωρτζάκη, πέστε μας πώς φτάσαμε σε αυτή την υπογραφή και τη σημασία του, παρακαλώ πολύ.
Ουσιαστικά το κομμάτι της καινοτομίας το είχαμε δει από αρκετά παλιά μέσα στην Αναπτυξιακή Τράπεζα, το ήταν πολύ σημαντικό. Στα πλαίσια πιο ότι ζούμε σε μια ενιαία αγορά που έχουμε ελεύθερη μετακίνηση κεφαλαίων και ανθρώπων. Άρα θα πετύχουν τα προϊόντα και υπηρεσίες που είναι ανταγωνιστικές και έχουν value for money για τους καταναλωτές. Άρα για να μπορέσουμε να έχουμε value for money πρέπει το innovation να είναι αναπόσπαστο κομμάτι της παραγωγικής διαδικασίας κάθε ελληνικής επιχείρησης. Άρα από τότε είδαμε ότι αυτό είναι πάρα πολύ σημαντικό και η τράπεζα συνεχίζει να υποστηρίζει αυτή την προσπάθεια και πιστεύουμε ότι θα δούμε ακόμα περισσότερα πράγματα στο εγγύς μέλλον, ακολουθώντας αυτή την τακτική. Πρέπει να πω στα αγγλικά κάτι?
Όχι, θα μας βοηθήσουν από το EIT Digital σε λίγο για την... Τους έχω ενημερώσει ότι θα προχωρήσουμε. Federico, why don't you tell us a little bit about EIT Digital?
Yeah, sure. First of all, thank you so much. I'm very happy. This is the result of, I would say, a year of joint work between our teams to get to this MOU, which is in the end the starting point of a very fruitful and strong collaboration. EIT Digital is the largest digital innovation ecosystem in Europe. We are composed by about 300 organizations, universities, research centers, SMEs, startups, and corporates, of course. And what we do is we work in order to support the digital transformation of these entities for the bigger benefits of Europe and its member states. Differently from other European organizations, we are really on the ground, so we work across EU27 with physical presence. Also in Greece, we have offices. And for us, it's really important to collaborate with like-minded organizations like Hellenic Development Bank to support the regional and national excellence that we have in Europe to grow and become relevant players at European and potentially global level. And when I look at the European ecosystem, I think the Draghi report also mentioned SMEs are the backbone of European economy. And this is true also, and even more probably in Greece and other countries in Southern Eastern Europe. So it's really important for us to help SMEs. And SMEs typically need three things. They need education, support, mentoring. They need, of course, money, access to finance, but also guarantees in order to have easier access to loans and funding schemes. And they need customers. And I believe that by joining forces, we are addressing all the three important elements that SMEs need. So I'm really looking forward to the collaboration. And also my colleague Elena will then explain also concretely how we work and also how we supported the Greek startups and SMEs so far. So thank you once again and looking forward.
Thank you very much. Elena Condioso Fleming, why don't you tell us a little more?
Okay. Thank you. So,
yes.
So as Federico was saying, EIT Digital is the largest innovation ecosystem in Europe. We count with more than 300 partners like startups, SMEs, corporates, universities, research institutions. And we have one main goal, that is to foster innovation and entrepreneurship for a strong digital Europe. In this slide, you can see some figures that illustrate the impact of our ecosystem. So far, we have trained more than 4,000 students with digital skills and innovation skills. We have 24 offices in Europe, plus a hub in Silicon Valley. 60 universities are part of our network, and we collaborate with them in education activities, but also in innovation activities. So far, we have mobilized more than 250 million euros in EU funding through different projects. We have supported 500 startups. 300 of them are part of our equity portfolio. We have a network of 1,000 investors, and our access to finance team have supported scale-ups to raise 1.3 billion so far. Here you can see, in a nutshell, what we do. So we provide support through the whole entrepreneurial and innovation journey, from the student phase to the scale-up phase. So we started, you can see this ladder with 4 steps. In the first one, entrepreneurship, we include education, and here we have different programs provided by our master school, our professional school, and our summer school. It is particularly important to mention our master school that trained students with digital skills, as I said, in topics like cybersecurity, fintech, data science, but on top of that, we provide them with innovation skills, and this talent is particularly important and highly demanded in Europe, given the lack of digital talent that we are suffering. These students, just to give you an idea, they are almost fully employed 3 months after graduation. In the second step, we support, it is called incubation. What we do is providing teams with support to validate their innovative ideas, and also we help them to create startups. So far, only in Greece we have created 33 startups through this program. We do it in cooperation with different partners. In Greece we have been doing this with Foundation, our partner based in Athens. I would like to mention 2 startups out of them. One is OZI, that we met them last year, actually here in the International Fair of Thessaloniki. What they do, they design robot software and hardware for different uses, industrial and also healthcare. And another important startup is Olivex. This is the most well-established Greek startup that we have in our portfolio. They were created 4 years ago. 2 years ago, they got some external investment, and there is good news to share in the following weeks, but I cannot tell you today. So keep tuned. In the next step, we have the acceleration phase or step. There, what we do is supporting startups already created. So we connect them with the members of our ecosystem. We provide them investment, or we connect them with external investors. We also provide them with training in different topics like strategy, management, finance. And the last step is growth. Here we find the scale-ups, and our team help them to access investors, mainly rounds Series A and B. And we also have here a program for US London for scale-ups. So we cooperate with corporates, and we help them mainly in 2 ways. On the one hand, in access to talents through the programs that I mentioned. So this is a way for them to access to the best talent. They can take part in hackathons. They can even influence the curriculum of our students. We have projects with different corporates across Europe, and they are constantly helping us to improve the curriculum of our students, so they are always close to the real needs. And on the other hand, we can help corporates to find innovative startups in the domain they are interested in. We can help them to solve their challenges, and we can participate jointly in different projects. Talking about this, given that EIT Digital has presence in so many countries, we are in a very good position to help build a consortium. For EU calls or for other kind of projects. So far, here you can see some figures. Since mid-2022, we have submitted 155 proposals. You can see the number of proposals reviewed, and 40 were approved. So this means that our success rate is about 30%, which is extremely high. And even higher in particular programs like Digital Europe. And this is the last slide I have. Here you can see some cases, some success stories. The first one is Ariadne Maps. This is a scale-up supported by us that raised 7 million in Series A. The second story is about cooperation between EIC and EIT to support deep tech startups. Then you can see 2 stories about entities supporting our master students. In one case is the European Investment Fund. They are providing a deferred tuition payment scheme for our master school students. And in the other case, we see the CDP, which is the Cassa Depositi Prestiti. It's an Italian institution that is providing a scholarship for our Italian students. Then tomorrow's stories, one is with Telecom Italia. Telecom Italia launched an AI challenge for startups, and together, jointly with other institutions like the Politecnico di Milano or Intesa San Paolo, we cooperated with them, providing training and guidance to the winners of this challenge. And the last success story that you can see here happened just 2 weeks ago. This is a summer school delivered by the University of the Aegean, who recently joined our partner network. They deliver a summer school on maritime robotics. This is the first time we work on this topic, and it has been like a great success. That's all from my side. I will be around, so if you have questions or anything to discuss, it will be valuable.
Thank you very much. Και τώρα να δούμε και τι κάνει η Διεύθυνση Καινοτομίας της Ελληνικής Αναπτυξιακής Τράπεζας. Κύριε Παπαγεωργίου, please take the floor.
Yep, thank you very much. We're very glad to have you here. We're just very complimentary of what you do, and almost a year now we've been discussing the way that we can cooperate. In fact, the truth is that in the Hellenic Development Bank we have been financing more than 60,000 companies, so at least 40% of those are dealing with digital transformation in any activity or their investment planning and expansion. So the floor is great. It's a greenfield actually for our corporation, and our model is a pure model of any development bank. So we are just using money from the Hellenic Republic budget and the European budgets, and we formulate special instruments, vehicles combining financial tools, as you very well said, guarantees, co-financing schemes, grants, and equity. Okay, and I know that you've been using some grant to passive equity schemes in your efforts. We bring a huge leverage to the market, so whatever we put on the market from our money is multiplied by at least 4. And that's how we're using financial tools and non-financial tools, combining exactly the complementarity of your efforts. Actually, the non-financial support and the need of the markets and the company is greater. And judging from this diagram, let's say, you cannot reframe yourself for business development, but you need also advising. The needs for enablers, it's huge for the market. And that's why, as Mrs. Papakiriou said, we're using this first Innovation Guarantee Fund, which gives back the 20% of your loan as a grant if you meet some innovation criteria and ESG criteria. And I move to the new notion that we will bring by the end of the year to the market. It is a patent fund, which is try to tackle the gap that exists between filing a patent and creating the commercial product on the patent itself in order to make the success on the field. And we know what kind of importance the IP brings to the GDP growth in every country. And in Greece, we do lack of this great opportunity, so we want to bridge the gap. That's why we will be using in a two-phase financing, first to finance the patent and then finance the MVP on the patent with something like more than 46 million euro already committed. And of course, because it's all concerning scientific effort and research, scientists are not business guys, so they do afraid of the failure. And in the case of the failure, everything will become a grant, and in the case of success, it will become an equity. So again, this is a complementarity of what you do. Sorry to bring that on the field, but yes, we are complementary to each other. So this is a network where we try to mobilize and leverage the dynamics that there are in Greece. So we do have great research centers, great universities, governing bodies, spin-off companies, and of course, last but not least, this is the non-financial tools that we're using, because financial is one thing, non-financial networking is the other thing. And starting by the great network platform that we have built, great for us. I hope it will be great also for the companies it is. We have built a cooperation with Euroquity, which is the BPI platform, networking platform. So we're using our own platform within their platform. We call it InnoAgora, and we are connecting East and West. and we're giving something like a LinkedIn for enterprises, and we give the opportunity to companies not only to mingle and try to find distribution, buyers, sellers, but also we offer every 2 months pitches. So every company can pitch itself to international investors and local investors. They can find funds. So this is the only one strategic tool that exists in the market now in Greece. And every 2 months you offer this opportunity. On the west, it is Eurocrity. On east, we have a cooperation with VNext, stock exchange of Shenzhen. And so far, we have been more than 670 free members, which of course can be your target group also to tackle if you need to see them. We've been using also on this notion of creating platforms for adding the viable business transformation of green enterprises. We're using a module which is on the market for at least 1.5 years now, which is called ESG Tracker, which is an electronic platform to measure yourself against your
Sustainable growth.
Bravo, your sustainability, evolution. And it's a self-measurement tool that so far we have included the findings of more than 4,000 small, medium enterprises, not only innovative ones, And we do have this footprint of what ESG is on the Greek market, according to every, peripheral effort that we will have to do and place. This was a new tool that we launched amongst ourselves, and we have tested it, trying to give the answer to which is an innovative company among many companies, and decide to which one we will have to first give our money to. And we have created an electronic scoring. I don't call it platform, I call it as a tool, self-evaluation tool, that banks and VCs are already using it, and they have tested it. And we give the answer to not only to the question to which company should I fuel my money to, but then if I fuel my money to this company now, how can I judge them after 2 years to see what they did, if they did what they preached, and see whether I can give more money or not. And I'm sure that we have shared this this model with one of your people in EIT Digital, I think Orestes in the EIT Digital, I think. Bravo, Orestes, you're here, yeah. Yes. So you know how to. Okay, so you see we do our networking also. Banks already started using it. Okay, this is a unique tool on a global scale, so that's one of the efforts that we have placed around. Now, future efforts, and I'm finishing my short speech, is HDB Academy. We will create a one-stop shop for any information on a personalized view. For example, a guy with a business who is 45 years old on a rural area of Greece, he can just go and enter his data on this platform and decide which kind of a global handout of financial advice and aid is for him, because he is 45 years old. He's come from this rural area. It's a personalized tool. And if he has women, in his board, according to his area of business, so he's an advising. And it will be helping him to plan, launch, manage, and grow his business. Moving further, this is something that we'll be launching shortly. Again, an electronic platform on helping us how to rejuvenate the Greek villages and why to invest on a village and not to another village. And then we will help the financial market by creating some formulas of measurement, the climate risk factor. So this is helping us to identify why to invest on any innovative or non-innovative place in Greece and mobilizing this kind of network of activities. This is from us, encapsulating more of the things you do also. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Some of the venture capital, they use it already. And the reason for use of our tool is to pre-screen the application they receive. So that probably will be very helpful to you also. If you have a lot of application and you want to have a pre-screening tool, that it will help the analyst at the second stage to evaluate. It gives you a good idea how innovative or how effective on the organization or how important is the product that they are going to produce. And I think it will be extremely helpful to yourself also in such a work. For example, also we are going to work with HDB as a Hellenic Defense Innovation Fund in order to use it, in order to have a kind of pre-screening application in the future on our also efforts. So I think it will be extremely important. And also on the banking sector, it's important because, you know, the banking system just looks on historical records. They never look on the future. And of course, the VCs cover this kind of part of the story, but unfortunately, always the debt is an important part that the company has to have access. And the banking system all over Europe, they don't look on it because they just look on historical data. So I think if they start to use a little bit some evaluation, you know, algorithm that they will help them to see the future and to combine it with the history, of course, it will be extremely important for the banking system in Europe.
Yeah, I agree. And if the banks, of course, they're looking at the past, and the startup has no history normally or very short. But also now we see that the VC market is facing unprecedented challenges. So with such a tool, we can also help them to make better predictions and be a bit more bold, because nowadays we see that VCs are a bit afraid. So such a tool is very important, and we will be happy to use it also in our network.
And adding the notion behind our cooperation, the future cooperation, is that we know that we can offer you a database of a pre-screened companies that have been benefited from our products, so you know where to base your efforts and, you know, enlarge their financing and their prospects by also adding your, not cherry on the cake, but also the part of the deal. So this is more important for us.
Yes, no, I agree. And one more mention I wanted to add to this discussion is that this question of the newly established companies, which relates especially to innovation companies, is something that we try also to address in our big horizontal programs. So in our latest entrepreneurship fund, the TEPIH, as we call it in the Greek market, the third TEPIH, we have included a sub-portfolio which is for companies that are newly founded. So we have from 1 to 5 years, and we give additional guarantee percentage. So we go up to 80% guarantee of the loan. For that aspect exactly that you mentioned, that these companies have no track record, and we're trying to give even more motivation to the banks to actually enter this market. So we really think it's very important not to miss the chance, you know, for this, and it's particularly relevant for the digital sector. Thank you.
Λοιπόν, τώρα είδατε όλα τα χρηματοδοτικά εργαλεία, ειδικά για την καινοτομία και για τις σύγχρονες τεχνολογικές λύσεις μικρών και μικρομεσαίων επιχειρήσεων. Όποιος έχει κάποια ερώτηση, παρακαλώ να την κάνει τώρα, ή να μόλις σηκωθούμε και τελειώσουμε. Τα στελέχη μας θα μείνουν εδώ, όπως και οι φιλοξενούμενοι μας, για να απαντήσουν σε όποια ερώτηση θέλετε. Σας ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ.